In this quick tutorial, I want to show you how to get started with Adobe Fonts if you have an Adobe Creative Cloud subscription. Alright, so now inside Illustrator, whenever you have a text box selected, in your Properties panel, you can change the font over here inside the Character panel. Now for this particular tutorial, because I'm limited on screen space, I'm actually pulled the Character panel out, going through Window, Type, and then choosing Character. It's the exact same here as it is down there. The text box is selected, the name of the font is listed here, as well as the style. To change our font, we're going to click the drop down. Now Illustrator is going to list all the fonts right here that you have inside your system. And of course they're listed alphabetically. Now you can always filter the fonts that you currently have by clicking on this drop down, and you can filter your fonts based upon its classification: serif, sans serif, cursive, decorative, black letter, and so forth using these. Or you could also filter by the properties. Do you want something that's regular weight, something that's very thick, something that's very condensed versus something that's very extended or wide? And so you have some options to filter what you have, which can always be a great starting point when you're looking or trying to filter down a font based on its personality. Okay. You can also choose your favorite fonts. Let me clear this out. I'm going to hit clear all. And I'm going to click off this. You can also select fonts as your favorite. Doing so will put them into a special folder for you. You can also look at the ones that you've recently added to your font list, and you can also look at your activated fonts from Adobe. And we'll be taking a look at that in just a minute. But if you're not satisfied with the fonts that you do have inside your system, you can always go to Find More. And this will open up the Adobe Fonts library. And as you move your mouse over each one, notice what it does to the text over here on the left. So it just helps if you're trying to find a font looking for a personality, okay, for a specific personality. And again, you can always use the same filters inside the Find More as you do here. So let's say that for a particular font, we're looking in the black letter type category or classification. This is a list of all those that are available from Adobe. Let me close this out by clicking over here. And again, if I wanted to clear this out to go back, I can always just hit clear all, and that gets rid of the filter that I applied. So it just goes back to its basic. Now, a couple things to note about Adobe Fonts is if you see one that you like, you'll notice over here that there's this squiggly line, this show similar. And so if there is one that you think is really interesting, but it's not quite what you want, but somewhere in that category, just click on that show similar fonts, and it will list all the fonts that are very close to that design. Okay, and again, you can always go back. And once again, notice there's a star to add to your favorites. And if you do find one that you like, let's take this weird one up here. Actually, I like this abolition. Notice how it has this cloud with the arrow down. That means to activate it. So if I click on that, it's going to activate that font. It's going to ask me if I want to do it. I hit OK. And typically what will happen is, as it's going through the process, Creative Cloud will send you a notification once it has been fully activated. Sorry, you can't see it inside this window here, but I just got a notification on my Windows desktop. So now that it's been selected, I can click on it, and it's been applied, and that font will now appear inside my library. In fact, if I come up here, I choose this, you'll see it listed inside my library. And if I also come over here to show activated fonts, it'll be listed right there, okay, along with all the other ones I've downloaded from Adobe. All right, and again, to exit out of any of these, just hit clear all. That gets rid of the filter. All right. Now, another place that you can go to if you find this to be a little bit frustrating or difficult to work in as far as interface goes, another place you can go to for fonts is you can go straight to Adobe Fonts, and I've given you that link. And whenever you come here, you just want to make sure again that you are logged in, so that it will tie it to your account, your Illustrator account. Come over here to Browse Fonts. And right here you have a place to put in sample text. And typically with most font websites, I always recommend that you put in the name of the text that it is you're trying to match a font to. That way you get to see how it's going to display using that specific font. So for the name tag project, I've put in my name, and you can see all the different types of categories available here that will display my name in that font. Okay. So for example, let's look for, let's try black letter. I really like the black letter font. I'm in a pirate mood, I guess. And as you select on that, you can go down and just sort of see what's available. Okay. And keep in mind, you may find yourself getting hours of your life sucked away looking for the perfect font. Oh, that's interesting. And if you find something that you like, again, you can always mark it as your favorite. The thumbs up and thumbs down is really just something that Adobe's doing, that if you think that this particular font fits in that category or that family, give it a thumbs up so it knows it's doing a good job of tagging them. Or a thumbs down if you're like, that has nothing to do with black letter. But over here, if this is the font I like, I'm going to click on View Family. And as you scroll down, you get to see how that particular font looks. They give you just a short sample text of what it's going to display like, and I don't really see it here. Some fonts, you'll notice right over here on the right, some fonts have a broad family, which means there's probably 3 or 4 different variations of that particular font, and you can activate them one-on-one by clicking that, or you can activate the entire family up here at the top. And so let's go ahead and activate this one. And let me go back to see if we can find one with a family. And so this particular family, look, it has 5 fonts inside of it. If we scroll down, we can see all the different variations: semi-light, regular, medium, bold. And again, you can choose to activate each one at a time, or you can activate all 5. Okay. And once you activate it, keep in mind it may not take effect right away inside Illustrator. Again, you want to wait for that notification from Adobe, but let's go into Illustrator to see if the one that we chose has been activated. Okay, so I'm going to select on my name. And again, inside my character panel, again, which is the exact same as this one down here. This one's up here just for tutorial purposes. Click on it. And I'm going to do activated fonts. And there it is, Baroque. That's the one that we chose. So I can click on it, and it's now been applied. And if you don't notice it right away inside Illustrator for some reason, just go ahead and shut down Illustrator and restart it, and it should appear in there. But that's it. That's how you can get easily started with the Adobe Fonts.